SaaS sales versus service sales. What's the difference? You like my lisp? I sound like Sylvester the cat. So anyway, what's the difference? Well, SaaS, first of all, stands for software as a service, and service is an agency. So SaaS would be something like our company Botfuse, which is a chatbot that lives on your website and provides software as a service. It's a software that provides the service of being a chatbot. Now, service business would be more like our agency, X27, where we go out and we find leads for other businesses. It's a done-for-you service. Other services businesses might be web design or web development or mobile design and development, coding, branding, pay-per-click, marketing services, anything like that is a services business. And I have experience with both. Scaling up Botfuse and scaling up X27. I have a lot more experience in service sales, but SaaS sales are something I've touched. And let's talk about the difference between the two. I know enough now to know the difference between SaaS sales and service sales, and I'll tell you which one's my favorite in this video, so stick around. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. The first one is the ease of sign up and demo. People are used to, with software, signing up for either a free trial or booking a quick demo call. And they'll do that no hesitation. So it's actually a lot cheaper to book a demo call for SaaS via inbound than it would be with a service. With services, you're gonna run into higher costs on every channel. If you're doing pay-per-click, it's gonna cost you 60 or 70 bucks a lead or more. If you're doing cold email, it's gonna cost you $3 or $4 a meeting or more. Versus with SaaS, they'll come in inbound, you can post on Product Hunt. There's a marketplace for selling software as a service. Some people are hungry for it. So booking those initial demos is gonna be a lot cheaper than it would be trying to sell an agency service. That's not to say that it's expensive to book meetings for your agency. Like I said, cold email is very cheap or free if you just send via Gmail account. Cold calling also works great for agency services. The biggest difference between the two in terms of cost is you can spend a lot more time finding the perfect clients for your service because the pricing is so much higher. At X27, we charge our clients about 6 figures a year, so we can spend a lot of time getting those 100K deals. But with Botfuse, the software where it's $49 a month, we have to spend less time finding each client because we make way less for each client. Which brings us to the next point, which is the user experience. The experience in software is all about building the perfect product that works every time, that customers aren't gonna have to complain about, and it delivers what it says. That's software, it's an engineering problem. With services, it's a people problem. So you're going to have to make sure that you're hiring high quality people, you're gonna spend money on that, you're going to follow a specific process, and there's going to be a lot of legwork involved just to get the same end result of the software, which is delivering what you promised. It takes a lot more work to deliver what you promised on the agency side than it does on the software side. The trade-off being you're making a lot more money as an agency per client than with software, but the scalability of software is higher. So you can have a lot more clients on software without it breaking, versus an agency might break, even at 6 clients, I've seen agencies break down. But a lot of agencies, even if you're running 20, 30 clients and making $10 million a year, you're still gonna be dealing with the same issues as the freelancer trying to get his Upwork guys to do their work, versus software businesses where you have infinite scalability. And that's one reason why we made Botfuse and why we're developing other software products, is because we see that. We see the hard limit that comes on services. Yes, it's easy to make money in the beginning, but it's not easy to make a lot of money in the long run. For that, you need software. Which actually brings us to the next point, which is scalability. Once the product is built in software, yes, you're gonna have to do iterations and all that, but it's basically built. Versus with an agency, you can't scale it without doing the same amount of work for client number 200 as you did for client number 1. It doesn't get easier with every client. Another difference between SaaS and service is performance tracking. With SaaS, because you're not hopping on calls and there's not really any soft skills needed, you can track everything pretty concretely, meaning you know that X number of people come to the website and those people buy directly using the Buy It Now button without needing a demo. So they can just do it. And we actually experienced this with our education startup, Email 10K. We're not hopping on sales calls before people buy our course. So we see this specifically. We know if we send this much traffic to the site, we'll have this number of buyers. And so if we increase traffic, we can get more buyers. Or if we increase the conversion rate and keep the same amount of traffic, we can get more buyers. And it just becomes a numbers game. With services sales, now we're dealing with salespeople. We have over 3 salespeople at X27. So each one of those is going to have a different close rate and have different issues that are going to have to be solved. Again, it's a people thing versus SaaS where it's automatic. Now, some SaaS companies do have sales teams as well, especially for larger enterprise deals, and then they run into the same people issues that we're dealing with at X27. So it's not exclusive. There is overlap, especially when you want to get into bigger deals and it makes sense to have a sales team. For me, price-wise, it does not make sense to have a sales team for a $15 or even a $50 per month product, because how much is their hourly rate? So unless you're paying your salespeople less than, let's say, $10 an hour, because if they're spending 5 hours to get one close, then you're barely breaking even or not even breaking even. So if they can close deals quickly and they have a very high close rate, then maybe it makes sense, but you're gonna have to really finagle that pricing to make it work for a $50 a month product, versus with an agency, if it's a $20,000 website or you're charging $4,000 a month for marketing, it becomes a lot easier to pay salespeople to close for you. Another big difference between SaaS versus service is in the negotiation process. In service businesses, a lot of people think that you're more flexible on price, and sometimes you are, because the offer is different per client, unless you're super productized. Versus on SaaS, you see the thing on the website, it's $50 a month, you're either gonna buy it or not. There's not really a negotiation that can happen except at the highest enterprise levels of the sale, which means you're avoiding a lot of negotiation headache by selling SaaS versus selling a service. And the other big difference, which we talked about a few times in this video already, is pricing. SaaS is going to be lower priced than an agency. So if you're someone like me who loves seeing massive numbers come in at once in the bank account, then you might get more fulfillment closing a $100,000 deal or a $1 million deal. I know I'm having a hard time even concentrating on how to get a $50 a month client for SaaS. So instead I do videos like this where I can talk one-to-many and hope that that works out, while other people on my team that are more into generating the $50 sales work on the $50 sales. I know for me, I just get such a rush out of these massive amounts of money coming into the bank at once. So it depends on the type of person you are. Do you get more thrill from big numbers, or do you get more thrill from stacking a bunch of small numbers and creating a snowball of wealth? And those are some of the differences between SaaS sales and software sales. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you want to know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to smash that like button to encourage this type of content on YouTube. Just go ahead and tap that like button. That would be very, very helpful. Subscribe for more videos like this. We do a ton of videos on sales training and entrepreneurship, so check those out. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.